Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time we have another US import. It's a Milky Way Simply Caramel. There we go. Yeah, so it's got to the regular US Milky Way text with green there. I just reviewed Milky Way Midnight Dark, which was like that. Yeah, so this one, well, I mean, let's just get a few things cleared up. This is the US Milky Way bar, I think, as I mentioned, or based on it. In the US, Milky Ways are basically like a UK Mars bar. They don't taste anything the same, but they have the same structure: nougat, caramel, surrounding milk chocolate. But this one is basically just Milky Way with just caramel in it. So you can see from that picture there. It's basically real milk chocolate surrounding nothing but rich, delicious caramel. And it's quite a big, substantial bar, as unlike in the UK as well. The US Milky Ways are a proper full-sized chocolate bar, so they are the same size as a Mars bar. So yeah, so just caramel covered in chocolate. I mean, it's quite a heft to it. I've never seen anything quite like this in the UK, so I don't know. Maybe only in America, I don't know. But yeah, it sounds interesting. Not like anything else anyway. So you have the sort of gaudy green nutritional box there of the US. Mars Real Chocolate says as well. So we've got 250 calories, 11 grams of fat, 7 of which are saturates. And the Midnight Dark one was 230 calories, 8 grams of fat, 5 of which are saturates. So more fat in this and more calories as well. And it is just caramel, so yeah. Crikey. Right. Well, let's give it a measure. So yeah, flourishes, there are some on it, so it's about 13.5 centimetres roughly. You can see there are some flourishes, that old trick to make the bar look bigger. Yeah, but it looks quite nice. I think you can see, I say there's a bit of an odd, not sure I like the green text, the green colour writing, but I think that is how Milky Ways are in the US, they have that green writing. So you can see the lovely caramel there and the swirly chocolatey bits as well. Looks quite nice, really. Definitely noticed caramel anyway, I think, from that. So yeah, not too bad. Right, okay, so I don't think there's any other blurb on it really. Don't think there needs to be. We value your questions or comments. Call this number. Yeah, it's the US number, of course. Right, okay, let's give it a go. Right, so okay, so yeah, so a bit of so you can see full-size bar. It's a bit like a Mars bar. Got sort of same, or Snickers one. I think the Snickers and Mars was slightly different on top, but they basically have this sort of like rippled effect. This one also has, and of course the tire tracks at the bottom. Yeah, so it's quite a lot thinner. So I think it's longer than the bottom and the top. So it's 10.2 on the top, on the bottom, sorry. On the top about 9.5, and wide at the bottom, roughly 3.1. At the top, roughly 2.8. Okay, centimetres, all that. Right, so that's quite nice. Smells slightly caramelly, actually, has to be said, which is no surprise. So it looks quite a nice bar, got a bit of a shine to it. I think the ripples would be nice if it was all over the bar. It seems to have lost this kind of, well, there's ripples there, but I mean these kind of waves, I guess. Nice if the waves are a bit more present here. Probably just this one bar. Probably more bars are like that generally. But this one just went a bit wrong or something. But okay, let's. Well, I guess it looks like where chocolate's just been drizzled on, doesn't it? Really, actually, thinking about it, so it's probably rippled and then just drizzled a load of chocolate on top or something. I'm not sure. Right, let's cut it in half. Right, so basically US Milky Ways are there's a lot of caramel in there anyway, you know, if I can show you this is the Midnight one. You can see there's quite, obviously one bit's chunked on the side, so it's not quite half caramel, but there's a lot of caramel in there, so maybe a third. So this one, look at that, it's just all caramel. I mean, it's quite extreme, that, I think, isn't it? You know, it's not a runny caramel particularly. When I've cut it, it's not, it's quite reasonably, it's not soft, it's not hard, sorry, but it's you will leave a bit of a finger marking if you tap it, but not too much, though, you can see. So it doesn't swirl out, it's quite solid. It's a soft but not runny caramel. It'd probably run if you held it, you know, a bit like that tar or whatever it is that you can get, that experiment they're doing where they hold it upside down for about 20 years and it drips every 20 years or something, but maybe this would as well. Hopefully it'll taste nice than that though. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely getting caramel in there. Reasonably thick layer of chocolate, maybe a couple of millimetres, not too bad. But yeah, so I wouldn't say the caramel from Milky Way, in my eyes, I wouldn't say it warrants its own bar really. I wouldn't say the caramel's that nice. It's a bit nondescript really, but well, you never know, maybe with enough of it in here you might be able to taste a bit more of it. So, okay, let's give it a go. You see a bit more honey there. Eaten just on its own, it does have a slight, looks like a butterscotch taste to it, you know, a bit like a Werther's Original or something, which is a sort of hard, or generally hard chocolate, sort of caramel candy you can get. Yeah. I think there's not a strong taste here. You know, if you compare it to, say, Cadbury's caramel or Galaxy caramel, or most caramels really, I would say that this doesn't really taste. There's just not enough taste there. It doesn't have much of a taste at all. It's not particularly sweet. Not really. It doesn't have much of a taste. It just really doesn't. It's chewy-ish, a bit chewy, but it's not chewy. It's just, you know, it kind of takes a bit of a chew to eat it, but it's not really. It's quite soft in your mouth. And it has to say a slight butterscotchy type taste to it, I would say, but only very slightly. The chocolate's pretty nondescript as well, really. There's not much of a taste to the chocolate at all. You know, I think it's just like the original Milky Way, the US Milky Way. It just doesn't. It's just a bit soft. There's just no taste to it, really. You know, it's very. You know, there's very little taste there. For 250 calories, you know, there should be something there that's quite substantial, and that there just isn't really. Yeah, I just don't think. It's just not. If it was, you know, I think this could work with the right caramel, and I just don't think this is the right caramel at all. It's like when you have a Twix or something. You know, the caramel in that. You know, it's not unpleasant, but you don't remember it really, do you? You know, when you think about it. And I'd say this probably is a bit like that. I'm not sure. I'm sure the Twix caramel works because it's with biscuit and chocolate and things. But I'm trying to think if it's really any different. I can't. I think the Twix caramel's probably nicer than this. I'm sure it has a better taste. I can't recall really. So I can't really remember it. As I say, it's a bit, you know. But this caramel's a bit like that, and you just can't really remember it. There's no taste to it really at all. There's only a slight taste there, and for the amount of caramel in there, you'd expect to have a bit more of a taste than it does. So it's, you know, it's just not worth it. I think I'd rather have other caramel chocolate really, or other fillings, other peanut butter fillings or other caramel bars. I just don't think it's worth it really. I mean, if you really like, I don't know, if you really like, it's just, I don't know how you can justify eating this really. I mean, if you really like something that's very bland, if caramel generally is too strong a taste for you, but you like the texture, then this might be for you. But I don't think anyone would have that opinion really. I mean, I don't know why you would want to eat it if you just really want a subtle taste. So there might be a very niche market that likes this, I think. But having said that, I mean, presumably Milky Ways are quite a popular chocolate bar in the US. And the original Milky Way is very bland like this, even with the nougat in it. It just doesn't taste of anything. I don't know. I think probably a 2.5 out of 5. I think for me for this one, I think it is a bit of a. It's not unpleasant. It's not a horrible taste, but there just isn't really much of a taste there. And I don't think I can really say it's an average bar. I think there's better average bars than this, so I don't think it's worth a 3 out of 5 at all. So yeah, it's not unpleasant. It doesn't taste too bad, but it just doesn't taste of much really at all. And for what it is, for the amount of caramel in there, it should have a lot more of a caramel taste. And I wouldn't say the consistency is that great a consistency either. If you have a Werther's Original, one of those chewy ones or the hard one, I think you'd get more caramel taste out. Well, you get loads more caramel taste, and that's just like a little sweet that's so big, and you get more taste than that. yeah, I think this is probably. I wouldn't spend 250 calories on this. You know, it's just not worth it. You know, there's nicer things to eat with that amount of calories. You know, so there really is. So, but I did like the Milky Way Midnight Dark bar, even though it was a bit on the subtle side itself. Let's say it kind of worked, but the other two Milky Ways, the regular one and this one, I think they're just a bit too bland, really. But yeah, bit of an odd one, but there we go. Yeah, so 2.5 out of 5, I think, for me. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that review. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe, like my videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See you later.